I love change. When the new year approaches, I feel excited to tackle all manner of goals, but I don't make a New Year's resolution. I simply decide what I want to accomplish during the coming year. In 2024, I will hit level 59, as I like to think of my age. This coming year, I plan to get my health in good order, earn money, write another nonfiction book, and finish the novel I started in November when I participated in the NaNoWriMo, also known as National Novel Writing Month Challenge. I also plan to do a lot of hiking. Normally, my level challenges fall into several categories. I like to plan for the following goal areas: relationship, health, education, finance, creative, and mental health. I then sort out what I want in each area with a spreadsheet, because I'm a nerd. I have spreadsheets that go back ages, and while I don't always accomplish all I set out to do, I like the idea of having a plan. In 2024, my plan for relationships is to be a better listener and to proactively reach out to my loved ones on a more regular basis. I find that as I level up, time flies. I lose track of how long it's been since the last time I chatted with somebody, and that's sad. I can and will do better in the coming year. My relationship with my spouse is amazing. We get along really well and have similar values. My hope is to spend quality time hiking with him over the coming year. He just retired, so he wants to hike 2 times per week. However, I imagine it will actually be less than that because we get tired, the weather isn't always great in the Pacific Northwest. Sometimes getting me to stop working or making an adjustment to my work schedule is hard for me. I like my routines a lot. My hope is that due to our work schedules, we can hike midweek, which allows for less populated trails, which I love. When we hike, we chat about everything. Whatever pops into my head or his head gets chatted about. Most often, it's about our goals, our ideas about travel, what we're working on or plan to work on, how it's organized, what we want for our education in the coming year, what we learned about investments that we should look into more, what we'll have for dinner, how we got a great photo, or how much we love our cat, or how we feel about certain people in our life, and what we want for our kids or grandkids. No topic is left unconversed. My health goal is to become stronger by lifting weights. I really dislike lifting weights, so it'll be a challenge to be consistent. I can see how much strength I've lost over the years, and though I have participated in some physical challenges, I'm finding that I must now add weightlifting if I want to have a positive outcome. I'll also challenge myself to eat mainly plants, drink little alcohol, walk, hike, or do another form of cardio regularly. These goals are lofty, and if it goes as it's gone over the past 20 years or more, I will likely stick to the cardio because it's easy and I enjoy it, whereas the weightlifting may be hit and miss. I prioritize health because I never want to be in debt due to medical bills. I saw my parents' health deteriorate after they stopped working to the point where eventually my mother was in a wheelchair due to severe osteoporosis, something my sister was recently diagnosed with, and I was diagnosed with osteopenia a few years back, which is a precursor to osteoporosis. Weightlifting should help with this, and hiking and walking should help as well. My aim is to avoid this outcome because I don't want to fall and break my hip, which happens to older folks all the time. First they fall, then they get pneumonia. It's a scary cycle. I want to learn Python coding this year and marketing. Both are really hard for me, so it may take all year to get even a little proficient. Fortunately, I only have to learn a simple program in Python so I can automate editing for the writing I complete. In 2023, I wrote about 100,000 words with no problem whatsoever, but the editing is a challenge, and I'd like to streamline that. Marketing is really hard. I've considered hiring someone to help me, but I don't understand all of the terminology. I fear I'll get into something without having a good understanding of how it works and waste time and money when I hire someone, so I must learn. At level 59, learning new things will be more challenging than it was for me at level 30, for example. But I have the benefit of time, and the program I need is specific to my editing needs. I don't have to learn how to program everything in Python, so that should make it more achievable. After all, I did learn a few ChatGPT prompts, and that has helped me with some of the back-end actions I need to take when posting blogs, YouTube videos, or podcasting. When I decide to learn anything, I turn to YouTube first. I learned a lot from the content on YouTube, so it's my first choice. My second choice will be Udemy or Coursera. Fingers crossed it'll all work out. My financial goal is tied to my marketing education. Ultimately, I want to earn as a writer. Unfortunately, I'm not tied to a strict date when I must start earning. I figured it'll take about 10 years to have a solid income stream from writing, and I'm prepared financially to allow the time to pass without fear of becoming fully destitute. When I speak with a marketing expert, I need to understand well what they will propose and the language of marketing. I've searched for book marketing experts, and honestly, I have no idea what they're offering because I'm not skilled at the terminology. I'll learn this in the coming year so I can hire help. I'm unsure of what I'll do creatively this coming year. I've been creating backgrounds for social media posts using a drawing pad attached to my computer. I'll need more of these so I can have a variety in my posts. That will be on my calendar for the coming year. Today, when eating lunch, I recognized that I enjoy using creative approaches to meal planning. For example, if I happen to have a bit of leftover items in my refrigerator, I can use them as an addition to a meal. Recently, I had leftover butternut squash. I used it in a delightful pasta dish. I had a few mushrooms that went unused in a soup I made earlier in the week. I used them as an addition to plant-based tacos. No matter what I have in my cupboard or refrigerator, I'll find a way to use it. I dislike food waste, and I endeavor to always use everything I buy. Most of the time, I nail it. I consider cooking a creative activity. My mental health took a bad turn during COVID, like many of us, and then for the past 2 years. I've been struggling with increasingly challenging anxiety, and this led me to start taking antidepressants a couple of months ago. I aim to stop taking antidepressants because I don't like how they make me feel, even though they've helped me with my anxiety. It seems counterintuitive, and I know it may not make sense, but I dislike taking medication and I want to take as few as possible. If it turns out that I must take antidepressants, I'll know and I'll start taking them again. But since I made it to level 58 with only having used antidepressants once before in my life for about a year when I was at level 45, I think I'm a good candidate for short-term use of around 6 months to a year. 2024 is happening and soon. What areas of life do you feel need focused attention in the coming year? Will you make a plan to address those areas of life, or will you allow the challenges you're having to work themselves out? I've found that almost all challenges simply fix themselves if you wait long enough. But because I'm a control freak, I rarely allow things to unfold. I love to have a plan, and that is how I will conduct myself in 2024 when I reach level 59. If you need help focusing on a plan for your life, buy my book, Your Future Self, a Time Traveler's Manifestation Workbook for Intentional Well-Being.